flexible dieting, if it fits your macros, IFYM, whatever you want to call it. This is the video for you. This is where I'm going to cover a little bit more in depth on your nutrition, a little bit more about flexible diet, a little bit more about macros, what they are, what not to be scared of, which I know a lot of people are, where they go, oh, what's that? That's all covered, don't worry about that. What I'm gonna try and do is with the greatest respect in the world, I'm gonna try and dilute that down as much as I can, so you can just go, oh yeah, it's not as bad as it sounds, and it's doable, and you can see the reasoning behind stuff like that. First and foremost, for those who don't know, macronutrients are just what your calories are made up of. So your calories are made up of proteins, carbohydrate and fat. There you go. And for those who say they're tracking the macros or the whatever, that just black and white. That means they're consciously aware or consciously dictating how much of each of those macronutrients they're intaking. So for instance, they know exactly how much protein they're having in a day. They know how much carbohydrates and they know how much fat. That's it. That's all there is to it. So yeah, it's genuinely nothing to be scared of. It's something that definitely personally for me has helped me no end, because it's helped me in a sense where I can help other people, but it's helped me develop myself, and it's created my better relationship with food, because like I said previously, long time ago, I was so narrow-minded, and I have to eat this and that, oh that's good and that's bad. And this approach to eating and the understanding of food and seeing food as numbers, and seeing food as just what it is, it's energy, and you've got a target amount of calories for your goal set, and as long as what the food you eat falls within them numbers, then you're basically good to go. Which, before anyone does try and correct me, and there is a little bit more to that, but just for the sake of this argument, that's for the basic understanding of it, it's that. So currently I aim to eat 2600 calories a day. If pre-workout I want to eat a little bag of Haribo and it's 120 calories, 20 carbs, bang, do it, because it falls into my goals, it falls into my numbers for the day, and it's fine. It's genuinely fine. So basically all that does is it frees you up. It takes away the burden of good and bad food. It's there for the purpose of allowing your life to run alongside your goals and to run alongside what you want to do, because the last thing you want is your food to be a chore, your food to be like, oh, I'm dieting, or I'm doing this and I'm doing that. That just makes seeing food as numbers and understanding calories and being on top of what you're intaking. If you want to go out with your girlfriend, or it's your mum's birthday, or you're going out with the lads or whatever, you can prepare for that, and you can mould that into what you're doing. You can, supposed to be no, I can't, I've got to eat this, I've got to eat that, I can't eat that. It just allows so much more flexibility. That's why it's called flexible diet, and it's not there's nothing magical to it. It's basically just giving you that little bit more freedom and relaxation. I mean, it's still, your nutrition is paramount. It's not important. It's just trying to make that a little bit easier, and it's trying to bring a little bit of normality back into people's lives through a better understanding of nutrition and a better outlook on food and a bit more understanding. And so yeah, it's because there's a lot of people in the world who have got such a bad relationship with food, and I think as a general rule of thumb, people in this day and age have got good and bad. And I've said it before, it's like, oh, you can't eat that chocolate and make you fat. Oh, if you eat salads and all that, like, you think if you do one thing you'll get one way, which to an extent you would if you did eat chocolate and crisps and burgers and pizza all the time, and that was, the majority of your diet, then yeah, you would, because that's going to push you into a surplus. That's fine. But you don't, on the other hand, you don't have to eat like a rabbit. You don't have to deprive yourself. You don't have to restrict what you like that much just for the sake of, a bit of weight, or just to just to hit a goal, because it's completely unnecessary. There's a lot of people who I personally see take the piss, and they think, okay, flexible dieting, if it fits into numbers, then that's fine. And they'll eat whatever, they'll eat. The majority of their food will be, like processed, it'll be quick, it'll be sweets or whatever, and it still fits into numbers, fair enough. But flexible dieting isn't just an opportunity to take the piss, it's more about, you've still got that room for flexibility, you've still got that room, you've still got that give, you've still got the option to do what you want. However, why not? Your health still runs alongside that. So if it was me, and when I advise it, I think try and eat as much proper food you can. Try and eat as much fruit and veg, try and eat your fibre, try and get all your micronutrients alongside that. Micronutrients, to those who don't know, is your vitamins and your minerals that come in like fruit and veg and stuff like that. Still try and eat foods that are so dense in micronutrients, try and get your fibre, try and get fruit and veg, try and get natural sources of food, like your protein and whatever. But then if you do feel like a bit of ice cream alongside that, it's fine. It's a balance, it's a happy medium, because you'll get the best of both worlds. You still get your results, depending if you're consistent enough and all that type of stuff. And then you'll get to enjoy your food, and you won't be that person who can't go out. You won't be that person who, I can't eat that, or you'll turn up, in my case at one point in time, turn up to a family barbecue with white fish, wild rice and 2 boiled eggs, and look like an absolute fucking bellend, and you look like an antisocial arsehole because you don't need to. That's a little bit more about that. And I've lately, during the week, there was a young lad asking a question to someone who apparently is in the know and someone who apparently knows his stuff. This lad was 18 years of age, possibly no more than 12 stone, only not big, just not, no. But he was asking for a diet plan, and he was asking for, and the advice that was given to him was weigh your food, know what you're taking in. This kid's brand new into the gym. The kid is, so this part of it is, do you need to track your macros? Do you need to? Is it for everyone? No. And for that reason, that young lad just needs to make sure he eats enough. For those who first come into the gym, just make sure you eat enough, because for building that foundation and for building and to get in and to perform well in the gym and to make progression, you're brand new into the gym. You've got the luxury of, your body's not used to any type of stimulus, especially weight training. So if you're eating enough and you're training, you will make that progression pretty darn quick. As we all know, because a lot of people who first come into the gym, they realise the change they see themselves in a year, 6 months, and the change that people see you pretty quick after you've started in the gym. That's because your body's not used to it. So for anyone starting in the gym, don't worry about it. Don't think, right, what should I need? What do my calories need to be? How do I weigh my food? What should I go for? And all that. Don't fucking worry. It doesn't concern you at the time being. Just make sure you're eating enough. Just eat to your appetite and eat to your performance level in the gym. If you eat when you're hungry and you eat enough, you'll be fine. And if you're satisfied with your performance in the gym and you're happy with your progression in the gym, and with obviously whatever else you're looking for, whether that be your strength or your physique changing, then that's fine. Keep going with that. The reasoning behind your macros and tracking your calories and whatever, but the reason that's such a good tool is for someone who is a little bit more advanced and they want to go, okay, they want to have a little bit more of a handle on the nutrition. So someone who wants to cut down, you've got such, instead of cutting calories completely, or, okay, start that again. For someone who, old school coach, where you're eating clean, where you're eating chicken and rice and broccoli every meal, you're eating egg whites, you're eating porridge, you're eating so clean where you're not eating a great deal of calories anyway. When they plateau, when they stop losing weight, how do you change that? So if you're eating broccoli and chicken and rice How do you change that? Do you eat cleaner food? You can't. So they tend to either drop food excessively to get the same result, or up their activity, whereas people dying doing hours and hours of cardio a week, absolutely hating their lives because they're so deprived, and they're so because they're so deprived. So if you're purposely tracking individual macros, if you want a certain response, you've got greater control. You can tweak things so much more specifically, and you can target certain areas, and you won't have to just go, okay, you're stuck, so I'll just drop 200 calories off you. I want you to take rice out of one meal. That might be so much for that person to plateau. If they need to carry on, they might only need to drop an extra 50 calories a day. So if you're tracking individual macros, you can do that specifically. You can pick where it comes from, and you can alter things. But if you're doing it otherwise, you don't know where it's coming from, and it's guesswork, and it's just like unnecessary suffering for those who are trying to go through it. And it's a massive commitment to do, because you learn your body ridiculously quick. You learn how you respond to food. You learn your levels of. You learn whereabout you'll maintain your weight at. You'll learn whereabouts you'll start to creep up your weight, and you'll learn if you want to lose a little bit. You'll know where to be. You'll know how to do that. And over a long period of time of tracking your food, of being aware of your calories, of being consistent, of weighing your food, that eventually doesn't need to be there, because if you've weighed your food for 2 years, 3 years, there'll become a point where you can look at someone gives you, I don't know, a chicken wrap for argument's sake. You can go, okay, that's about 100 grams of chicken, 125 grams of chicken. The wrap, that's 150 calories. You can know through experience, and through trial and error, and through, because you do it day in, day out for a long enough time, where you've taught yourself a skill for life that you don't have to live and die. So by the scale, by weighing food, by tracking macros, it's unnecessary, but it's something that I think everybody who cares, and everybody who's serious about the nutrition and serious about the body and serious about the physique, is something that I think everyone should go through, because just the control it gives you, the freedom it gives you, and the tools for life that it gives you. Because like I said, it's not supposed to be a long term thing, and I've where are we now? 2016. It's probably been 2.5 years, thereabout, that I've been tracking my calories, and only just now, over the past few months, have I been looking at food and going, okay, I know that's about 200 grams of rice. I know that, and I could near enough, and I put good money on me getting pretty close to what the meal is, and that's fine. And so if I know, okay, later I've had X amount, I'll just cut back there, or I can have a little bit more later on because I haven't had that much today, and that's only now. So that just gives you a little bit of an idea of the time scale. And like I say, everyone's different, but it's only through experience, and it's only through trial. And do I want to live and die by the scale forever? No. But I like having control. I like being able to tweak where I want to tweak, and I like being on top of what I'm taking in. And I want to know if I don't respond that well to carbs, or a certain level of carbs, then I can tweak them enough, and I can up my fat if I want, or I've just got greater control. And for me personally, that's what I like. It's not for everyone, no, and it doesn't need to be for everyone, but I think it's definitely worth looking into, and worth trying if you're trying to take your physique and trying to take your understanding of things a little bit further on. But I think people getting recommended to kids to try and weigh food it's fucking stupid, and it don't get me wrong, it's a fucking struggle at times, and for me personally, I judge myself on a physique that I had 2 years ago, before I had my own house, before I had my own son, before I couldn't sleep over money worries, before I was lackadaisical with me nutrition, and the shape I was in was incredible. And I appreciate now, it sounds like one of the people goes, oh, I used to lift fucking X amount, or I used to work on the door, and you go, oh, fucking knob. I judge myself on that now, and I've created myself. I'm never happy with where I am now. I'm bigger and I'm stronger than what I was. However, I judge myself on that where I was 2 years ago, when I was a lot younger and I was a lot smaller. But and at times I think I can't fucking do this, and I binge. I think I've got a slight little eating disorder, and I will talk about that, where I just go fuck it, and I'll just fucking eat and eat and eat and eat and eat, and then feel like shit and think, oh no, I'll be back on track, and I'll be back on track for a week, and then I'll go, oh fuck it, and I'll binge all the time, and that's over a long period of time, putting myself through stress and worrying about what I'm eating, and I'm worrying about a number and stuff like that. So there's good and bad sides of it, and my case is an extreme case, but it's one that is not as far away from people as you think. It can happen quite quickly, so just be wary of that, and just trial and error. Go and find out. There's plenty. If people who want to know, you can ask me, and I can direct you in the. I can either help you figure out your numbers, and I can give you a bit more advice, or I can put you in the direction of calculating and stuff that you can work that out yourself. So that's my take on it, and I hope that I've simplified it slightly. I don't want to sit here and be all sciencey, because that's, for certain things it's a necessity, but for the masses and for the majority, I think just honesty and just trying to put it down as it is probably the best way, because there's a lot of people on YouTube who the big fitness channels and the big fitness names. I don't think they seem relatable. They don't talk about the struggles they have. They don't talk about the problems they have. They don't talk about personal, things they've gone through. And I don't think that that's right. And I want to be more personable. And I'm not a photoshopped. I'm just a lad who knows a bit, and he's trying to help, and I want to share my experience. And sometimes that'll be personal. Sometimes it'll piss me off, where I'll be go fucking this and fucking that. But I care, and I hope that through my experience and through my knowledge that I have got, and that hopefully I come across well enough, and I can explain things well enough where people can relate and understand, and try and make it a little bit more easy for themselves to incorporate into their lives, your lives. So everyone, thank you for watching, and I genuinely do hope you enjoyed the video. And if you haven't, tell your nan's cat, the milkman, your next door neighbour, their cousins, sheep, their farmer, and all their mates, their teachers, and the babysitter, and the babysitter's dad, about the channel, because the more people we get through, the more I can do, the more I've got stuff to talk about, and I know that you'll want to watch it, so hopefully you're not getting sick of my face yet. But yeah, so please like, comment, share, subscribe, and we'll see you next time.